Check, 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 check. Mic check. Let me know if I can be heard, if I'm coming through clear. Actually, y'all can't let me know if I can be heard,
Check,
if I'm
check,
coming
check,
through clear.
check.
Because I disabled the motherfucking chat. Now, I'm going to re-enable the chat in a second. But I do want to give a disclaimer because there's a lot of dick heads out there right now that are trying to ruin the fun, trying to spoil the story of Spider-Man 2. Now, I will not confirm nor deny if these spoilers are true. That's something I can do, as you may have read on my Twitter. I am currently, playing the game. So, even though they tried to spoil me, they can't. But what I will say is, if you are going to be in the chat before I make this public, please beware of the spoilers. If I have any mods, if you don't want to be in there because you want to get spoiled, I completely understand. I'll do my best. That's all I'm going to say. So I'm going to make it public now, but please understand that it's at your own discretion. Okay? Maybe I could do something where, okay, what I'll do is you will not be able to send messages on the live stream unless you have been subscribed to me for, I can select a time frame. Okay. For an hour. I'm going to do that so that anybody that is trying to spoil it, they won't be able to. And if they is a subscriber, fuck them. So, all right, I'm doing my best to try to help y'all out. Okay? All right, I'll do that. Save it. Now, refresh the page or close out the live stream and come back, and the chat should be live. I'm going to unpin this message. Okay. All right, so if you are in the chat, say what up. Let me know if you can hear me. And I try to keep the chat as clean as possible. I'm only going to probably be here for about an hour, so that's why I set it to an hour. Once that hour is up, y'all might want to get the fuck up out of here. Because like I said, I came in here earlier. Somebody tried to drop a spoiler in there. I got rid of it. But like I said, right now, you can't chat unless you've been a subscriber for at least an hour. Oh, let me turn my camera and shit on. I got y'all. Give me 1 second. I see y'all in the chat. Shout out to y'all pulling up. Let's go. We back checking in with the people, of course. Of course. That's what we do. Turn my camera on real quick. Shout out to y'all, man. We hit 2,000 subs. I appreciate everybody that's been rocking with me from the beginning. It's just more motivation to keep me going. Turn that on. I ain't got all my lights on. Brother was looking purple like that motherfucker. Okay. Damn, that shit still fucked up. All right, let me fix something real quick. Shit, when your camera settings ain't right, I'm dark. I'm dark, but I ain't purple now. God damn. That shit had me out here looking like... looking like I can't get jiggy with this shit. Hold on, I just gotta fix one thing. It's gonna be quick. Where we at? Pardon me. God damn it. I didn't pin that note. Here we go. All right. Booyah. Okay, that should be good. Boom. We back. Okay, had to give your boy some color. God damn. It was looking crazy out here. All right, y'all be safe out there, man. This shit is crazy. Motherfuckers is spoiling the game. Like, what the fuck do people get out of doing dumb shit like that? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it, man. All right, listen. Fucking sweating out here. Listen. Purple, man. Y'all stupid as hell. What's good, people in the chat? Oh, I got some homies that pulled up on me. What up, Gian the Don, Jaren Stamps, Retromatic, King Kenpachi, Axeman. What up? Dwayne Carter. What's good? I got Wheezy in the chat. Oh shit, Spider. My boy Chi-Town said, you got Spider-Man early? Hold on. Keep that on the low. You know what I'm saying? Keep that on the low. You know, everybody can't go. Subscriber only chat. Facts, Kofi. That's what we on. That's what we got to be on because. And the thing I noticed about subscriber only chat is you can set that shit to a certain time frame, so it's perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the people spoiler free. I definitely plan on dropping a review for the game spoiler free. And maybe we can make some content for the people that don't mind spoilers. We'll do something for y'all too. Arcade is in the building. Who else we got? Johnny Kakashi. Y'all stupid as hell. James Lewis, Leaky, what up? Nah, ain't gonna be no spoilers in here, Leaky. You good? It's subscriber only. So, and that's for an hour. For an hour, you have to be subscribed to me for an hour. So once that hour hit, I'm out of here. You know what I mean? I'm ghost like Casper. I'm out. So that y'all don't get spoiled. Jack Move Johnny, what up? Yeah, I heard Jack. They in your chat. They under your tweets. Listen, there's some features that I want to show y'all to help with the spoilers, okay? I'm going to show y'all this right now. I'm going to pull up the Twitter and help y'all out real quick with the spoilers. All right, so if you go into your settings and you hit up notifications on Twitter and then you go to filters, okay, we follow it? Go to filters and then you could click this one right here. This is a quality filter. So you can filter out people that do like duplicated posts or automated posts. So really like the bots. I've been having a bot issue in my mentions where they just tag 100 people and don't say shit. So that probably is going to help with that. And then if you click muted notifications, you can mute notifications from people who don't have, either they don't follow you, who you don't follow, they don't follow you. They have a new account. I'm not sure what classifies as a new account, but a lot of people are making new accounts specifically for this game to spoil it. So I'm sure it'll cover people like that. People who have a default profile photo. So that little, I don't know if they even do the egg shit no more. It might be a bird. I don't know what it is. It might be an X. If they have the default profile photo, they won't pop up in your mentions or you won't get a notification. Who haven't confirmed their email. A lot of times bots don't have that feature to confirm the emails. So that can get rid of that. Or they haven't confirmed their phone number. A lot of people don't put their phone number on Twitter. I understand that. So that might not weed out a lot. But I got all that shit clicked just because I'm not trying to see no bullshit. Like I got the game, I'm playing it, but I ain't trying to see no bullshit. And I'm trying to show y'all ways to filter people out. And yeah, you do that as well as, mute a couple words. Right here, where you go to the muted words and muted notifications. Oh, that's the word we was at before, but muted words, and you can mute some words if you want. I don't have anybody blocked. I don't have anybody muted. That's just the way I roll on Twitter. Muck in the building, what up? A couple of New York stores in New York City got it early. When they say come through, I'm ready to go. I already know how they're giving it up in New York. In fact, my folks in New York probably should have that by next weekend. For sure. But man, let's get into it, man. Let's get into the shits. Let's get into the topics that we're here to talk about. As you can see, I got Spider-Man 2 short for $70 in the chat. In the title, I got Last of Us multiplayer development hell. Now, that is the Naughty Dog multiplayer game that shall not be named, but I had to put it in the title for SEO purposes. You know what I'm saying? But we will not acknowledge that game by its name all stream. And then I got Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer reveal in the chat because I can't front. They got me. Those bastards over there at Activision Blizzard fucking got me this year. And I'm playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. But we're going to talk about that. Maybe a couple other things that may pop up. Or if y'all got some other things y'all want me to touch, pause. We could do that as well. All right. So, let me pull up. Who had that article or topic about Spider-Man 2 being... Oh, okay. I remember now. Spider-Man 2. I think somebody said they 100%ed it in 30 hours. I think that was the report. So I'm actually trying not to look up too much shit. Okay. There's also another report too about somebody saying they beat the game in 15 to 20 hours. Oh yeah, no, that is the report. That's the report right here. Okay. Here we go. All right, let's pull it up. This shit is a big article. So first things first, Marvel Spider-Man 2 is coming out, as we all know, October 20th. They actually just dropped a new, I guess you can kind of call it like a live action trailer or a cinematic commercial trailer. It was like 30 seconds. They were showing it at the football game yesterday. Fire trailer. Not actual gameplay, but definitely, you get the vibes of the game. You get the tone. They said it perfectly. Spider-Man 2. 30 hours is too short. I definitely want to know how y'all feel about this in the chat, but of course I'm going to give my thoughts. So this man is reporting that he beat the game in around 15 to 20 hours for the main campaign and then 30 hours to complete it in full, which caused some to worry that Spider-Man 2 will be too short. Now, if we look in comparison, let's go to howlongtobeat.com. And no, we ain't talking about your dick, nasties. This is about game length. Spider-Man 1. Spider-Man 1, Miles Morales, those games. Come on, stop playing with me. Those games. Did I spell it wrong? Oh, I've got to put the dash in there. There we go. All right, Spider-Man, Marvel's Spider-Man 2018, right here. As you can see. It takes 17 hours to beat the main story. 25 and a half hours if you do like the main story and the side missions. And then for completionists, which is like the platinum, it's 35 hours. Now, a lot of these numbers are going to be based on the difficulty that you are playing the game at. I don't know if they break it down by difficulty on this website. No, they don't. It doesn't seem like they do. But it seems as if Spider-Man 2 is about the same length as the first game. Now, some people are saying, well, hold up. This is supposed to be a sequel. A sequel should have more content. A sequel should be bigger, more grandiose. So why isn't it much longer than the original game? And that is a point that I think is dumb. I think that's a point that's dumb. Because if you have a bigger world or if you have, a more grandiose scale for the second game versus the first one, who's to say that, of course you would want things to be fleshed out and filled with quality content from front to back, but who's to say if they made the game much longer than the first one, that they wouldn't just be padding it with things that are dumb, or not dumb. I ain't gonna go that far. Not dumb, but things that are meaningless, things that don't matter, and in the whole grand scheme, or things that you were probably like, all right, they probably could have kept this. I'm pretty much wasting my time doing this. I would rather them focus if they're gonna go, go and make a sequel. I would rather them focus more on making sure everything that they put in that game is meaningful and impactful. So even if that means the development might just take as long as the first one did, but you might have to scrap a couple things a few times. Like, nah, this side mission ain't it. This side mission ain't hitting like it's supposed to. It's kind of feeling like this might be, on par with the first game. Let's go back to the drawing board and redo it over. So at the end, you come up with something that might be the same length as the original, but the quality of the content is much better. Some people might have had an issue with, not even some people, me personally, I had an issue with the first game where I felt that the side missions and activities weren't as impactful, especially for a world like Spider-Man that is complete and packed with as much lore as it can possibly be. And it didn't do that for me. So when I'm coming into the sequel, I'm looking like, okay, I want everything in the sequel in terms of side missions and side activities to actually be great and to be impactful. I'll go from playing games like God of War and even Horizon Forbidden West, like even fucking Starfield. Like a lot of that side stuff I feel like is great in those games. And I would rather a game focus more on making that stuff better than just to pad it out with useless stuff. So I don't ever equate game length or, like to money. Because that's also another conversation that's going on. Like, it's like people equating money to how long a game should be. That don't make sense to me either. I played games that are 5 hours that I felt were worth $60 or $70. I played games that are 30 to 40 hours that I feel like, nah, y'all can wait for a sale. Like I never understood that when people equate like money like that to the length of a game. I don't I don't need for a game to be $100 or $70. I mean, 70 hours to make up for the $70 that I'm spending on it. I don't need that. I don't need that. I'm not a child anymore. Like, I don't need my games to last forever because this is the only game I'm getting until my next birthday or my next Christmas. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Roxas in the chat. He said it has 2 more boroughs. Exactly. It does have 2 more boroughs. So they probably, so a lot of people are thinking that's 2 more boroughs. So that should be 2 more boroughs worth of content in addition to what was in the first game. But are we doing everything? Like, are we doing everything again from the first game and then adding the 2 boroughs? That's another thing you got to think about. They're not repeating the content from the first game and then adding 2 more boroughs to it of content. That's not what's happening. You know what I mean? It's going to be shit that you're doing in the original borough that's going to be different. And then it's all brand new content. And then you have to do all brand new content for the other 2 boroughs as well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, more hours don't always mean better. And I don't know where that conversation stems from. I don't know where. Like, there's certain games that make sense to be longer. Like RPGs, I think makes sense to be longer. Especially like JRPGs when you have multiple characters that you're trying to level up and spec out. And then the storylines, they branch off and stuff like that with RPGs. Like, stuff like that, yes, I expect those games to be longer if they're doing those games properly. But Spider-Man is an action-adventure game. It's an action-adventure game. It's not something you want to sit in for 100 hours. It's not something like 20 hours for the story is perfect for a Spider-Man game. It is perfect for a Spider-Man game. That's exactly where you want it to be. You don't want it to overstay its welcome. It's not too short. It's not too long. So, yeah, man. Broke nigga mentality. That's stupid. But yeah, look, man. So this man says he beat it. And I also do wonder about the difficulty he's playing on. I played the first game on the hardest difficulty that was available at launch. And so I'm probably going to recommend the same for the sequel. Kofi said he felt like Ghost was 10 hours too long. Yeah. Days Gone. That's all I kept hearing about Days Gone. That Days Gone overstayed his welcome. How long was Days Gone? Wasn't that like 40 hours just to beat the main story? Let me see. 36 hours to beat the main story in Days Gone. And a lot of people said that game was too long. You see what I'm saying? Red Dead 2 is long as shit too. Shout out to my boy Shot-Town. Yeah, we was just talking about that in the chat. Red Dead 2 story is 50 hours long by itself. Now, I loved it. Red Dead 2, one of my favorite games. But Red Dead 2 was a long story. Assassin's Creed. Hold on. That's another one that'd be long. Assassin's Creed, what is it? The new one. What's the new one called? Valhalla? Yeah, Valhalla. 61 hours for the main story. 61 hours for the main story for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That's long as shit. Way too long. Yeah. Oh, Hustle, you said you played on Amazing and Miles Morales and you regret it. Yeah. Anything, to me personally, anything below the spectacular difficulty is way too easy. They are way too generous with the difficulty in that game. Even playing it on spectacular wasn't even hard. Like I plan to run back Spider-Man 1 and Miles Morales on not spectacular. No, what's the hard Ultimate? On Ultimate. And I didn't get a chance to because I got my hands on the sequel. But yeah, man. Those Creed games are too long. Yeah, look, why do you think everybody's so excited about Assassin's Creed Mirage? Well, at least everybody in this community. Most people. It's because it's a 20-hour game. Not only is it back to its roots, more into the assassin style of the game, how it was in the originals. It's a 20-hour game. It's a 20-hour game. It's not this bloated RPG wannabe type of game. So we gotta get back to games being more respecting our time. That's a thing I be seeing around. Games that respect our time. I like that. And not just as, oh, I'm older now, I don't have much time to play games. From the a fact of, I don't need you padding this shit out with bullshit just to make it longer. Like, sit down and make sure what you put in, even if it's the same length as the previous one, whatever you put in, make that shit great, man. Make it great. Ultimate unlocks after completion. Yeah, I think it was like that in the first one. I definitely think it was like that in the first one. I feel like games be doing that because they want you to play it again, like replayability type of stuff. They don't want, yeah, you get all the difficulties at once, you play it at the hardest, and then you don't touch it again. That's all I be asking for, man. But yeah, that game live conversation, it's going to keep on popping up, especially as game prices get more expensive. Like, even when the conversation about $70 games was around, it's worth whatever you think it's worth. You can never tell somebody how much they think a game is worth. I played games back when games was $60 that I was like, dog, I ain't trying to give them no ideas, but if they wanted to charge me more for this, I would gladly pay it. And then there's games where you pay $60 and you're like, don't touch this shit unless it's on a deep sale. So the price, the value is in the eye of the beholder. Moving on. Let's talk about that Last of Us. Oh shit, I wasn't supposed to say the name. Let's talk about that multiplayer game that shall not be named from Naughty Dog. Let's talk about that. I'm gonna pull up the article real quick. I think it was from Kotaku. While I read a couple of these chats. He said, "Oh hell no, too soon. We can't let games get to $100. Then that would mean Madden would be $100." Yeah. I'm not saying games should go up to that price. I don't believe that shit. I don't even believe like it should go above $70 at this point. But in terms of what I would pay for something if I had to, that's all I'm speaking on. Shit, nowadays games be coming with what? All types of additions that you don't feel like you get the complete game unless you buy like the $80 to $100 version. I know in 2K, and we're gonna talk about 2K a little bit more after I get deeper into the Last of Us conversation. In 2K, if you ain't getting $100 edition, don't even think about going to my park unless you're gonna spend at least $100 in total. Don't even think about going into the city. You're gonna get cooked. You're gonna get washed. Difficulty trophies. Games should either have, I don't care for the difficulty trophies. What I really want or what I really like is when games have unlockable items that are tied to the difficulty in the game. So like if you beat the game on a certain difficulty, you get to unlock a suit for Spider-Man. Like say for instance, you beat it on Spectacular or you have ultimate difficulty. They have some special suits that you can utilize for the different characters, or you unlock a specific a different type of gadget or a different type of a move or something like that. Like I like stuff like that rather than just trophies. Shit that matter in the game. Shout out to Gian. He said, "Got to mortgage your house to afford enough VC to compete at 2K day one." 2K community allowed that game to get fucked up like that. They got themselves to blame. I don't feel bad for them at all. Back in my 2K days, I ain't even used to touch like the park and shit like that. I never did. I used to have the best time when I was playing quick play online. Like you pick a team and go against another team. That's when I had the fun. All right, here we go. Let me drag this over. We're moving on to The Last of Us. Fuck, I said it again. Anyway, the Naughty Dog is cutting developers at the studio that makes that multiplayer game that shall not be named. Now, this article is from Kotaku. You know what was funny? Earlier I saw this article and somebody, whoever published this was Ethan, he tagged Microsoft in this shit. I was like, why the fuck is Microsoft tagged in this? I didn't get that. But Naughty Dog is cutting developers. The PlayStation first-party studio behind Uncharted and The Last of Us Part 2 is laying off dozens of contractors. So let's read a little bit of this article so we get more of a gist of what's going on here. Layoffs were communicated internally at Santa Monica, California-based studio last week. According to two sources familiar with the situation, departments ranging from art to production were impacted, but the majority of these laid off workers in quality assurance testing. So a lot of these people that were laid off were QA testers. The sources said at least 25 developers were part of the downsizing. Full-time staff do not appear to have been part of the cuts. Naughty Dog's headcount was over 400 as of July. So I guess this makes them down to 375. I don't know. Do they count QA people as part of the... I guess they do. A part of the headcount. Here we go. Some more information. Sources tell Kotaku that no severance is being offered for the currently laid off, those currently laid off, and that impacted developers as well as remaining employees are being pressured to keep the news quiet. God damn. They gave him a gag order over there at Naughty Dog? What the fuck? Their contracts won't be officially terminated until the end of October, and they'll be expected to work the rest of the month. Shit, you couldn't lay me off and expect me to work the rest of October just started. Fuck, if you laid me off, I'm coming into work anytime that I want. You're gonna have to fire it, but I'm already fired. So it don't matter. I'm coming into work whenever I want. I'm not answering no phone calls. I'm gonna be on the computer looking at Pornhub. I'm gonna be going crazy for that last month. You're gonna have to get me arrested to get me off the premises. I'm not doing shit. I'm making sure the game got mad bugs that y'all gotta fix. Like, I'm leaving that shit in shambles. Here we go. Sony did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Okay. There's a little bit more that I wanted to read. I'm not seeing it here. They kind of just talked about how other studios have been getting hit with layoffs all throughout the industry, which has been wild. And then, Neil Druckmann is taking over after Evan Wells had announced his retirement earlier in the year for the end of this year. There was another report. Oh, here we go. I almost forgot it. Oh, wait. Here we go. Despite hit ratings for the HBO adaptation of The Last of Us, a multiplayer spinoff for the zombie shooter based on the first game's mode, we're not saying that name, has struggled in development. Bloomberg reported in June that Sony had diverted resources away from the project following the negative internal review by Bungie, the recently acquired live service powerhouse behind Destiny 2. One source now tells Kotaku that the multiplayer game, while not completely canceled, is basically on ice at this point. A lot to take in here. That shit is on ice. Vanilla ice. Ice, baby. The shit ain't canceled, but it's in development hell. And shit, it's been in development hell since 2019, if you ask me. Like, when they first came out, it was like, yeah, we're gonna let y'all know right now, the sequel of Last of Us, ain't no multiplayer in that shit. Ain't no multiplayer in this shit. What they say, the vision got too ambitious. And we decided that we need all hands on deck for the single player so we can go back to the drawing board and figure something out. All right, whatever. Bullshit. Anyway, let's break it down. So, first of all, let's get into these employers, contractors, 25 people laid off, QA testers. When you look at this article in its totality, if the game is on ice, or if the game is in development hell, what the fuck are they quality assurance testing? What are they QAing? They have nothing to QA. There is nothing for them to do. Nothing for them to do. They have nothing to QA. In fact, if this game is truly on ice, then I'm in full belief that whatever single player game they got going on that's where they moving everybody over to. That's where everybody is right now. And they'll probably have QA testers over there. But in terms of these people that was hired specifically for this multiplayer shit, yeah, y'all motherfuckers got to go somewhere because we ain't got shit for y'all to do. Now, that, in terms of like the severance packages and stuff like that, severance packages, it's a complex topic. I was doing a little bit of research about severance packages. It really depends on the contract that you were offered. It depends if you're an independent contractor. It depends if you're a dependent contractor. It depends the wording of your contract. So since we don't know all about the inner workings of the contracts that these people were offered, I can't sit up here and say this is some bullshit that they don't get severance packages. I know they're being laid off, but that could have been something in their contract. At any point, you could be laid off, no holds barred. So they, you know, that could be the case. And then there's 25 people. Shout out to Hard Eight. He said Naughty Dog got thousands of employees, and we talking about 25 QAs. Yeah, it's not a lot. But when you look at it in terms of the multiplayer project, they don't have. If the game is on ice, then what the fuck are they going to be doing? What are they going to be doing? King Pachi said contractors don't usually get severance pay. So yeah, I'm just speaking on that because I saw some people trying to say, oh, that's fucked up that they don't get severance back. You know, people get on this internet and they try to fake care about these employees when they get laid off. That's one thing I really fucking hate when I see on the internet. Y'all really don't give a fuck when these people get laid off, man. I see what's his name? Shout out to Paris, right? He goes 2023 is one of the best years in gaming ever. One of the best years in gaming ever. It just don't stop. I guess then somebody in the comments might have said something to him about all of the layoffs. He gonna come and double back and leave a tweet under that tweet and say, but then at the same time, it's one of the worst years in gaming for the industry because of all the layoffs. Like, you don't care. You don't care. If you really cared about the workers, that would have been in your mind when you first made that tweet about 2023 being one of the best years in gaming. Ultimately, we here to play these games. We give these companies our money for the games, and that's what the fuck we care about. We don't care about these motherfuckers getting laid off. We really don't. We really don't care. All that shit on the internet is virtue signaling at its best. Layoffs happen. It is what it is. Now, in terms of the fucking project of Last of Us multiplayer being on ice. Listen, the game don't exist to me, y'all. It don't exist to me until I see some multiplayer because I cannot allow myself to keep caring about the shit that they talked about 4 years ago and have yet to show us anything about it. In my mind, they're not even working on it. I mean, we've gotten the reports from Jason Schreier. Kotaku was doubling down. The shit is on ice. It's on ice. So they even, in that report, when Naughty Dog came out and said that, oh, what did they say? Oh, we needed more time to cook. That's what they said. A lot of developers were saying, oh, we need more time to cook. Let us cook. Motherfucker, the house is burnt down. All right. The smoke alarms is going off. Your shit is done. They said, they went and told us that the multiplayer was going to need more time. And at the same time, they said, but please be excited for the new single player game that we're working on. That let me know everything that I needed to know about the Last of Us multiplayer game. They don't care. That's not a priority. It's not a priority. And they're struggling with it. Clearly, they're struggling with it if it's taking this long and they still haven't shown us anything. Now, me and Kofi was going back and forth a little bit on Twitter. And we'll definitely go more in depth about this on the podcast this Thursday. He's saying they should just straight up cancel the game. And I disagree because this is something that they've been promising us for 4 years now. In fact, it was supposed to be in the original game. Something to some capacity, a multiplayer aspect was supposed to be an original game. So we've been waiting for this since after the first one had came out. So this is 10 years since Last of Us 1? Like, we ain't been waiting that long, but, give or take a few years after that game came out, we wanted to, see what they're going to do next. We've been waiting so long for a multiplayer sequel. They got to give us something. They fucking can't just sit up here and cancel this game and tell us, it's no longer in development. Or even like you were saying on Twitter, Kofi, drop it with Last of Us Part 3. Fuck no. Fuck no. Hell no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is something that was supposed to be in Last of Us 2. And you're going to sit up here and tell me now it's going to be a part of Last of Us 3? You know how much of a PR fucking nightmare that shit is? And it's not even like, I want them to make multiplayer games. So that's also a part of me that is speaking right now. I want PlayStation to make more multiplayer games. So to come out and one of your biggest efforts be something that you can't even get out, and that shit is not coming into The Last of Us 3, which we don't even know when that shit is coming. Like, what? And no, it is already a nightmare, but that would be even worse. It don't get no worse than that. It really don't, unless they just straight up say it's canceled and it's never coming out. Nah, man, you got to put something out. And I think they got too ambitious, and they should have scaled this shit back, or they should scale it back and give us more of what we was asking for in the first one when we asked for improvements there. When we like Factions 1, we asking them, okay, can we get more modes? What they gave us, like 2 or 3 modes? Can we get more maps? Can we get a couple more modes where, the infected are incorporated into it and you got, you're going against the PvE and the PvP at the same time? But it don't have to be this grandiose story. They trying to tell a whole new story with multiple new characters. Each character got their own storyline and it's in a whole new area. Like, what? This don't even sound like it sounds like The Division. Like, it don't even sound like what Factions is. Like, when they was talking about Factions 2, the shit sounded like it was a whole different thing. It wasn't even Factions no more. They didn't even mention PvP. It was all this PvE shit that they're talking about. So I need them to give us something in the Factions 2 capacity. And if they got to scale that shit back, then they got to scale it back. It is what it is. Now, how do you package something like that scaled back? Maybe $40. Maybe you included in for all subscribers that are in the premium tier of PlayStation Plus. Maybe you do something like that to make sure that the player base is nice and healthy. You can't sell it at a full price. Of course not. Nobody's going to get on board with that. But you got to do something like that. You got to give us something. Naughty Dog is a top-tier single-player studio. Multiplayer, they're not. I disagree with that. I really disagree with that. Uncharted 2 was a top-tier multiplayer game. Now, they fucked it up with some updates, but, that was after the fact. Last of Us Factions 1 is a top-tier multiplayer game. One thing they got to do is promote their multiplayer better. They didn't reveal Factions 1 until like a week before Last of Us 1 came out. You know what I'm saying? They didn't care. Game littered with bugs and glitches that they didn't care to fix. Like, they didn't put the effort in on these multiplayer games like they should have to get them more popular. Uncharted 4, like, mechanically, it was a good multiplayer game. I didn't like the the help assist and stuff like that. Factions 1 was tacked on. It was an afterthought. And it still ended up being a great multiplayer game. So that's why when we looked at Factions 2, we like, okay, that was something that they kind of probably put together at the last minute. What could this be if you dedicate a whole, section of the studio to and really put some like love and detail into it and give it more modes and more maps and more things to do? You know what I'm saying? That was the mindset that we had. They went and took it into a fucking PvE type of game where it's like story based and shit like that. We didn't ask for that. We wasn't looking for that. That don't even sound like something we want. But anyway, kind of a little bit pivoting off of what Factions 2 and all of that shit is about. The whole live service thing aspect of it, of the multiplayer thing, of what he said it was mid at best. Nah, no. It wasn't mid at best. But listen, I was talking to, shout out to my old head, OBJ the Don. He's one of those people that's of the mindset that fuck these live service games. When we get them, we're gonna regret that they ever invested in them, and we're gonna hope that, they didn't do this. I'm opposite. Like, I'm hoping that they're great games. Excuse me. God damn, I'm fucking burping a lot. I hope that they're great multiplayer games. That way, whatever they invested the time into pays off. Because I'm a fan of when PlayStation did do more multiplayer games back in the PS3 era, when we got Resistance, when we got fucking Warhawk, when we got SOCOM Confrontation, when we had MAG, when we had Killzone 2, when we had fucking... What else was there? MotorStorm, which was, the racing game, but it had a multiplayer aspect to it. Even Little Big Planet had some multiplayer stuff going on with it. Like, they definitely had more multiplayer components to their games. Now, I don't understand the argument that people are trying to make when it comes to they don't want to see PlayStation do live service games. Are you saying you don't want to see them do multiplayer games? Because multiplayer and live service at this point is kind of one and the same. And I think my issue with that argument is your beef with the multiplayer? Like, you don't want them to do multiplayer games, or you don't want them to do live service games? Because only thing that, to me, that separates just a strict like a multiplayer game and something that's like of old and then a live service game of today is that they just continuously put out the content over years, whereas a multiplayer game from old might get a few content updates and that'll be it. So only thing that's really different to me is that it's a longer period that they're supporting the game. So why is that a bad thing? Skins, like character skins, weapon skins, map packs, those are all been in multiplayer games for ages, way before we were calling things live service games. So that's stuff that's still here today. And in fact, now I feel like it's even better because multiplayer games aren't pay to win. There used to be a time where multiplayer games were pay to win. They don't do that. Mostly all of the purchasable things are cosmetic. You'll get the maps for free. There's a battle pass that you might have to grind, but that's all cosmetic stuff. So even if you don't spend no money, you're still not going to be at a disadvantage when you're playing the core game. So I don't get what what would separate a Battlefield 3 from a Battlefield 2042 in terms of live service and multiplayer? What would separate like the two? You had maps for Battlefield 3. You had skins for Battlefield 3. Like, what's the difference? Multiplayer is a complete multiplayer release. That's not true. That is not true. There are multiplayer games that release map packs and skins after they come out. We can go back to Call of Duty 4. Map packs been out for ages. Map packs been out, skins been out for ages. Old Battlefield games. Uncharted 2. Map packs, fucking skins for your characters. All that shit been out forever. So were those incomplete multiplayer games? Like, I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding what the difference is that people see. I just think the term live service gets a bad rap because of the content rollout that happens. It's because when the game first comes out, it's either content like depleted or it's good with content, and then in the future they don't put out anything for a long ass time. That's what I think the beef is, and I understand that. And I think to do it right, you have to have the content rich at the beginning and a nice steady flow going forward. But that's nothing different than what we were getting with multiplayer games back in the PS3 days. I'm not talking. So what are we talking about then? Like, I might need somebody to come in the chat and break this down for me in the Discord, because I don't understand what makes it different. Call of Duty and Battlefield used to give us like 12 maps at release before map packs. Doesn't Call of Duty give you maps at launch? Battlefield, yes, they definitely cut the amount of maps, but the maps were larger in Battlefield 2042. So that also has to be brought into consideration. Call of Duty still gives you maps at launch and comes out with more maps after the fact. So I don't know. Oh, Muck trying to pull up. Hold up, Muck. Yeah, Muck, I'm gonna get you in here, Muck. That's my guy right there. Call of Duty games definitely give you less maps overall, but more guns and skins. Okay, hold on, Muck. I'm gonna get you in here. Let me pull up my Discord. Muck, I might not have you on Discord. Hold up. I might have to hit you up on Twitter, and send you my Discord name. I don't even know how to work this shit no more. I am Discord illiterate. Somebody help me find my Discord name. Not the DMs. Oh wait, no, Discord don't have the number shit no more. I found it. Mark, I'm gonna hit you on Twitter right now. Damn, Mark, I don't got you on Twitter? The fuck? Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm following you. The hell? All right. So, what y'all saying in the chat? I'm not putting Discord on my PC, but I can definitely explain it. I might have to pull up on you on the podcast this week in Hard 8. Definitely want to hear y'all explain it. Call of Duty gives you like 8 maps at release. Hold up. Let me confirm that. So let's go back to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2022 maps. Let's see what they gave you at launch. So this was out before the game came out because this is an article from October. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, along with the map, this map, we have some other ones confirmed down below. So, okay, so this was Marina Bay was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 maps for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2022 at launch. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ground war maps. Now let's go back to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 from 2009. How many maps did that have? And they might not be able to separate them because I know there's a lot of DLC maps. Okay, all original maps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So it sounds like they're about the same amount of maps. It sounds like they're about the same amount of maps. That's what I'm saying. It's the same amount of maps. You got skins for your guns. You got skins for your characters. I'm not seeing what the difference is. You sent me a message on Twitter. Oh, shit. My bad, Muck. I sent the DM to the wrong Muck. My fault, dog. I don't think I can send you a link to the Discord. I think you would have to... I think you would have to just join my my call that I'm gonna make. So let me add you first, and then we're gonna get into it. That's my name on Discord, Muck. Big Cloud, what's good, my boy? Who we got in the chat? L Web, what up? Do I want you to put up the... No. Oh, shit. I didn't even think about that, Muck. Yeah, pull up to the... Do I have access to that? Yeah, pull up to the open mic. Pull up to the open mic. So Carday says games as a service are incomplete at launch. I need y'all to explain to me what y'all mean by incomplete. Some of them definitely are. Don't get me wrong. Some of them definitely are. But when done right, they don't have to be. They don't have to be incomplete. We look at games like, okay, I was getting into, we look at games like Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite definitely launched incomplete. There was modes that were missing. It took a very long time for the content to come out. But those are situations where they did live service wrong. If you do live service right, you have a complete rich game at launch and a steady flow of content to go along with it. That's why I think you bring in somebody like a Bungie that has been, they've been, 100% perfect, but they have a nice track record of being able to fill out content for the players to keep them satisfied throughout their time invested in the game. And with Destiny, it's also different because Destiny is at the time, it was a full price game, and then the expansions cost money. What's good, The Final Storm? Appreciate you pulling up. Good conversation going on right here. I'm going to drag Muck up in here real quick. All right. Muck, unmute your mic when you get the chance, brother.
Yes,
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Before you start talking, I want to make sure that the chat can hear you. Muck, do a mic check real quick.
Yo.
Okay, chat. Let me know if y'all can hear Muck, because I definitely want to make sure that this goes smooth. What you coming here to tell me I'm wrong?
A little bit.
He said a little bit. Nah, nigga, it better be a lot of it or you get the fuck up out of here. It's like
Listen, all you have to know is one thing, right?
Okay.
If
Let me hear it.
if it wasn't a difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
Factions would have been out already. Because Jim Ryan and Sony have this gas push.
Mm-hmm.
When Bungie I mean, sorry, not Bungie. When the Naughty Dog were working on that game, they were working on a multiplayer game,
Right.
not a live service game. So because they were working on a multiplayer game and not a live service game, Jim Ryan said, "Hey Bungie, go look at that game. It needs to be a gas game." Bungie looked at it and said, "Nah, this ain't gonna last 5, 10 years. This might last 3, 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 2, 3 years." So that's the difference. Like these companies want these gas games last as long as Fortnite, but multiplayer games don't need to last that long.
Okay.
So that's the difference. How these companies look and perceive like the content. They intentionally hold back content
Mm-hmm.
just to pump it out in a seasonal kind of way.
Okay. So
Call of Duty back in the days never used to do that. Now it's all about
that's not
season. Oh
true.
yeah,
That's not
no, but
true. Call of Duty had map packs
listen,
back in the day. How
yeah,
come?
but it didn't have seasons. Map pack
See,
and
see,
seasons is
but
two
seasons is
different
just
things.
the way they dress it up. Y'all getting confused by the way that they dressing up these games. Seasons comes with new maps, new skins
Mm-hmm.
for your
Mm-hmm.
weapons and for your characters. That's the same shit that they
Mm-hmm.
was giving y'all back in the old Call of Duty games. That's just the way that they
Yeah, but
dress, and that's what. Hold on, let me go real quick. The live service thing, and I kind of agree with you there. It's all it
mm-hmm.
means is that they're supporting it for much longer than the traditional
Mm-hmm.
multiplayer game. I agree with that. To me, that's the only thing that makes it different, and that's why the
Yeah.
content has to be rich. So that's why it might take a little bit longer for them to put it out because you want that rich content that's going to be there at the
Mm-hmm.
beginning and to last
Mm-hmm.
for a longer period of time than the traditional multiplayer. That's the only
Yeah.
thing. The only thing I think that separates it.
But that's to me that's why. And Sony, I got blame Sean a little bit in this whole multiplayer gas games thing, because to me, for real, because to me he should have already started work, just like how he started work on Spider-Man 1,
Mhm.
God of War, Ragnarok, all of that. He should have started a multiplayer push within Sony to bring back stuff like a Warhawk, like a
Mhm.
MotoStorm, like a SOCOM. He should have laid a groundwork for that moving forward. So now when Jim come in, Jim could just say, "Hey, all of these are basically done. Let's
Right.
just push them out, and then after that is a live service."
I think I think this whole like multiplayer push came because of what Sean Layden and them laid the foundation for, which was the single player games. Because that's the PS4 generation is when Sony struck gold with the, over the shoulder action
Mm-hmm.
adventure or RPG element style single player game, the cinematic, big blockbuster style of games. So when they was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh shit, this is what people want us to make. This is what people are going out to buy in droves. We game records, record breaking sales and shit like that." But what they found out is that, oh, this shit costs a lot of fucking money to make. It,
Yes. Yeah.
it, it costs a lot of money to make. So we got to figure out something that's gonna help replenish or stimulate the revenue that's gonna allow us to keep the single player shit going. And the
Yeah. That
double A
residual.
scene wasn't it. The double A shit, that's why they
Yeah.
probably closed Sony Japan because they're not making enough money. So that's where the live service shit come in. A multiplayer
Yeah. To
game
me.
that we can monetize for 4 or 5 years rather than 2 or 3 that can help us bring in revenue that's gonna make these single player games not as much of a hit because we got that money in the pocket.
Yeah. That's why I like multiplayer versus gas games, because look at it this way. If say they drop a SOCOM now, right?
Yeah.
It lasts for like 3, 4 years. They could listen to the community. Hey, the community want us to fix this, work on this for the next one. So now while they dropping content for that one, they're working on the next one. So the next one could be an improvement to the last one what they dropped. So they don't need to stretch out a game for 10 years for no reason. Just keep listening to the fans, and every 2 or 3 years drop a next one, instead of trying to stretch out this game for 10 years and then You see what happened to all these other gas games. Nobody don't want to give up their time for 10 years on a one game anymore. That wave is over.
I think you definitely got a point with, people in their time, but you just have to come at it with a unique style of game that is not out there. And I think factions can be one of those because there's not a lot of games
Yep.
out there like that. And we'll see what the Horizon shit is doing, but I don't know. I just think with the games, it's like they just want to support it longer, and that's
Hmm.
I don't look at that as a bad thing. Like you talked about them listening to the feedback from the community. They do that on the fly these days. They're not waiting for the next game to fix modes or fix balancing. Like that's the type of stuff that they doing in updates and putting it out as we go. And so I don't know when and even stuff like modes too. They bring stuff like that over the course of time, which is stuff that they've been doing. They used to introduce new modes in the Call of Duty games with the new map packs
Hmm.
and shit like that. Like it's just a longer period of time.
But
I don't see the issue there.
look at Call of Duty, right? Call of Duty is a hybrid. I would call it a hybrid. I would call it a multiplayer and a live service.
What
You
makes
see
it a
what
live
Call of Duty
service
did?
though? What makes it a live service?
Warzone is the live service side of it.
Uh, what
Yeah, live service.
what
Warzone is the live service side
so what separates the two then? Because don't Warzone.
because Warzone. You remember now? This new Warzone just dropped. I think last year, but before
Yeah.
that Warzone was there for like 3-4 games.
Okay, so it continued over but
Exactly.
wasn't it what 2019 that the original Warzone came out?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think.
And
Hold on.
the Warzone Part 2 just came out last year.
2020 Warzone came out and the new one just came out. So that was 2 years. That's not
No, no, no.
even that's not
Listen,
even a
listen.
long
No, no,
time.
no, no. No, 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 Jimmy. Warzone Part 2. It have a part. This Part 2 is came out last year.
Right, right.
All from 2018 to last year, right? So 18,
2020.
19, 20,
2020.
21, 22.
No, Warzone 1 came out in 2020.
Okay.
They had something else before Warzone. Wasn't it like Blackout for the Black Ops
It,
game? And then
it
they
went
scrapped
2019
that.
that come out.
No, I'm looking at it right here. It says 2020. March 10th of 2020 is when the game released. Call of Duty Warzone. And then the
Okay.
second one came out. That's what I'm saying. Like even if they do want to scrap a live service game to maybe update the engine and like you said, or
Mm-hmm.
listen to more of the feedback, they could do that. They just did it with Warzone.
So that's why Call of Duty doing. Call of Duty every year still putting out their yearly games, right?
Right.
But in the back end now, Warzone still staying there for. So Warzone 2 is gonna stay there for what? A next 3 years. So that's our next
Probably
three
longer, yeah.
games, right?
Probably longer. Yeah.
So they're gonna put out their yearly multiplayer game while Warzone stay in the back end as the live service side of it.
Okay. Last question, and then I'm probably gonna get up out of here too. But so would you rather them go back to when multiplayer games were attached to their single player games? Like, would you want them to release it like that, or do you want it to still be its own thing, but just the same as what we were getting in terms of it's only a thing for 2 or 3 years and then they move on?
Well, I would have liked them to already drop Factions too, but
Yeah.
since they didn't drop it with the game, they could have dropped it this year, seeing that they had this big gaping hole and only maybe 2 games they dropped this year. So Faction would have been a nice
It would have.
cushion this year,
Absolutely.
right?
I agree.
Factions 3 is not coming out until what, 2025, 2024. Drop
Who knows?
drop the next Factions with the next Last of Us.
Hell no. Y'all talking crazy when y'all say that, man. We can't wait that long, man.
Why?
We don't even know when the Last of Us coming out.
But listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Drop the Faction 2 this year. They'd have dropped it this year.
Okay. My bad.
So they'd have supported until the next game comes out. So
Okay.
from now or even last year, they could have dropped it last year. So it'd be last year, this year, which is 2023. Last of Us 3 coming out what, 2025, 2026. So support the game until the next one comes out.
I don't even think it's that soon. I think we ain't gonna see Last of Us 3 till like PS fucking launch title of PS6. maybe 2027, like the swan song for PS5, if that. But Muck,
Yeah.
I appreciate you pulling up on me. I'm about to go over this last topic and get up out of here. So great
Yes, sir.
conversation. You know we're gonna be talking about this more in the podcast this week. So hopefully y'all tune in.
Sure.
Definitely. But have a good night, brother.
For sure. Yeah, you too.
All right, man. Peace out. All right, shout out to my guy Muck right there, pulling up on me to debate that topic a little bit. Definitely a good conversation. I think that's a good topic that y'all see continue on the podcast this week. What the fuck we gonna play? Foam Stars? Foam Stars. I didn't even get a chance to play that. How y'all feeling about that Foam Stars? If y'all got a chance to play the beta. Yeah. Okay, so the last topic that I really wanted to touch on, and this is going to be quick, is the multiplayer for Modern Warfare 3. These motherfuckers got me. They have included damn near almost all, I think, of the multiplayer maps from Modern Warfare 2 remastered for Modern Warfare 3. And I fucking love the maps in that game. Probably the best maps overall in the Call of Duty game ever. And it also looks like they bring in some movements back that were in previous Call of Duties that fans wanted, slide cancels, things of that nature. And they dropped the multiplayer trailer with the beta actually going live this Friday for PlayStation owners, and if you pre-order it. So I'm probably going to go ahead and drop a pre-order at GameStop. I'm not $5, put the $5 down and get that beta because I definitely want to play it. And if it's fire, then I might pick it up. But let's watch this trailer real quick. Call of Duty in 2023. Yes, sir. Come on. What y'all know about this map right here? What y'all know about this map? This map right here? Oh, I used to do so many game battles. I don't even know if y'all old enough to remember game battles. Y'all was on game battles with your clans? Oh my God. We used to be up all night on fucking game battles, dog. MLG. Yes, fucking sir. High Rise, another fucking class. Modern Warfare 2 is mid. Hey, yo, L-Web, hold this L and go to timeout, dog. You talking crazy. You talking crazy. This map right here was my shit. This map right here, though, you could kind of like, okay, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the old maps, I hope they adjusted the spawn points because it is so easy to spawn trap in these maps right here. And I hope they fixed that and adjusted it because it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad, man. It used to be a spawn point in this building right here in the back. And if your team got stuck back there, it was fucking curtains because the only way out was like some glass windows on this side that were broken. And then I think it's like a doorway or something like that on this side. And if you got spawn trapped, it was fucking finished. So yeah, I hope they fixed it up. And they got the Eminem Till I Collapse. Come on. The best is back. Favela or Favela, however you say that. I love this map too. Oh, what map was this? Oh, I forgot the name of it. I actually didn't really like this map that much. I really didn't. There was a grenade throw that you could do in this map at the beginning of like a search and destroy round. Oh. Nah, Fernando, it don't matter. I'm not even monetized yet. It don't matter. Afghan, yes. There used to be a grenade throw you could do there. You kill like the whole team if they didn't know any better. Oh, wait, was that it? Yeah, I think yeah, this was the building right here. I think that I was talking about. Oh no, it's on this side. It's on this side. Oh wait, what the fuck? This might be new back here. I don't know, but it was a building on this side that you can get that. But you might be able to have it on both sides now. What a fucking classic. If you remember this map too from if you remember Terminal from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the single player, the no Russian mission, and then of course this, yeah, man, this shit. Oh my god, I'm live streaming this beta, by the way, this Friday. I'm gonna go pre-order the game, get my code, and we live stream this. So if we could party up and y'all trying to link up, let me know. Let me know if you don't get the beta. Oh, this was my map too. I used to play this map a lot in third person. I can't. These names of the maps are escaping me right now. They are fucking escaping me. But this was my map too. That was the slide cancel right there. That people wanted back. Oh, also you can see in this clip right here, the red dots is back on the map, the mini map, and then you can see he's gonna do the slide cancel and shit like that. Rust, baby. What y'all know about the 1v1 matches on Rust? That's where it used to go down. In fact, but to be honest, Shipment was the real 1v1 map right there. But Rust was definitely a second runner-up for the 1v1s right here. Nigga talking shit in the lobby. Add them to your friends list. Yo, pull up on the 1v1 in the fucking Rust map. Get that shit off your chest and then go about your business. Sometimes you meet a motherfucker, he popping so much shit, y'all do a 1v1. After that, y'all cool. Now y'all fucking linking up and y'all playing other teams together. Now y'all talking shit. Like that used to be lit. J-May trying to get slurs thrown at him. Oh, that's when I used to get in my bag when the slurs came out. That's where real men handled their beef. Facts, Mongoose. They got me, y'all. They got me. Got me. I'm there. At least I'm gonna fuck with the beta. If the beta's fire, actually my game share partner might be buying it, but yeah, if it's fire, we in there. So I'm gonna get up out of here soon. Make sure y'all hit the like button before y'all go. We had 50 likes. I appreciate y'all doing that. Appreciate y'all pulling up. But we on it. October. Okay, so they're doing the Call of Duty next on October 5th. I'll probably just check out some of the posts that I see on Twitter. I'm not gonna be live for that. Plus that's podcast day. So but the beta, who posted the beta? I think PlayStation did the beta trailer. But October 6th is when the beta is dropping. Friday. I think it's gonna be open for everybody else on October 8th. I think that's Sunday. So it's not that much of a long wait if you don't pre-order it. Modern Warfare 3 beta dates. Let me see. Yeah, let's look up these beta dates real quick. Beta dates. The hell? Okay, here we go. All right, so first, Modern Warfare 3 beta weekends takes place Friday, October 6th to Tuesday, October 10th. And this is for PlayStation users on PS4 and PS5. This game is cross-gen? Did I know that? I think I did know that. They gotta give that shit up. This better be the last one, yo. What the fuck? And yeah, if you get the early access on October 6th and 7th, and then open beta is October 8th through the 10th. And then then they're doing the second week of the beta for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, and that'll be open from October 12th to October 16th. So we got 2 weekends that we're gonna try and get it in and see what the Modern Warfare is hitting for. Feel me. All right, but I'm gonna get up out of here. I appreciate y'all tuning in. This was a great episode of I Shall Name the Stream Later. And I'll be back Friday. We're going to be on that Modern Warfare 3 beta. So I'll check y'all out. I'm about to go play some Spooderman. And y'all be safe, man. Be easy. Stay away from spoilers. If you go back to the beginning of this video, I definitely left some tips on how to avoid spoilers on Twitter. So please go ahead and check that out if you are afraid to use the app while, until the game comes out. Because we still got 17 days. That's a long ass time. So y'all need to stay dangerous, stay safe, stay blessed. Good night.